And if you look at the weather report, you can see 100% chance of salty rain today, and it's actually only going to be in the comments section. And yeah, this is a legit video, guys. I'm not trolling. All-Stars is a really good season. Yeah, I actually think that All-Stars is a good season, and I honestly didn't really notice how good of a season it was until I rewatched it just a few days ago. I've been rewatching it for the last few days, and I've honestly had a really good time watching it. Maybe it's just because I hadn't watched it in a while, so maybe I'm getting like an infatuation for it, but honestly, I've just really enjoyed it, and it brought a new light to the season, and it made me really enjoy it. A lot of people, including myself, we all said that All-Stars was only focused on Mike and Mal and Zoe in that little arc, but I was watching the episodes and it's not really like that at all. Mal doesn't even come in until a few episodes down the road, and his first real thing is whenever he destroys Sam's Game Boy, but even then, he wasn't like a huge part of the show. We had Courtney and Gwen's thing going on, Heather and Alejandro's, and then obviously Mike and Zoe's, and then Duncan was doing his thing with Gwen and Courtney, or whatever that was, I don't even know. But as a whole, yeah, like, it was a very well-balanced season. The Mike and Zoe storyline didn't really take off and become the main focus of the season really until towards, like, after Merge. Like, it wasn't until, like, the final 7, final 8 that it was the spotlight of the season. And it honestly was not a bad storyline. The Mal thing was not that bad. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a little unrealistic, but at the end of the day, this is a cartoon. I feel like this would have worked better with 26 episodes, and don't get me wrong, guys, I know All-Stars could have been way better. It could have been the best season in the history of total drama, and it isn't, but it still is a good season. Just imagine if this season had 26 episodes, and they did the Mike and Mal thing for the entirety of the season, and they really had the chance to develop it more throughout the rest of it. That's why it did get a decent amount of screen time. They didn't have a lot of runtime in the episodes, so they really had to pick and choose what they wanted to show, and because it is such a complex storyline, it did get a decent amount of screen time towards the end. But I still feel like the episodes were fairly balanced up until towards the end of the season, but there is one main complaint that I have about All-Stars. Yeah, you can say that there needed to be more episodes or different cast members, everything like that, but just looking at All-Stars in the writing and everything, my main complaint is how they handled the final 5. I feel like Gwen should have gotten 5th. I don't think she should have went as far as she did, just because we know that they're not going to do a double winner, so why have a previous winner get so far? Now, I know they did that in Action, where they had Owen get really far, but that was kind of different. We didn't really know if they would do something like that, and we were all still really young, so we weren't really thinking about it in that way. We were more or less just enjoying the show and not, like, strategizing or anything like that, but looking at it now, obviously they will never do a double winner. So I don't think that Gwen should have gotten as far as she did. I feel like she still was a pretty good character this season. She didn't really do a whole lot, but I mean, that can be said about everybody. This wasn't really like a strategic season other than Mal. Alejandro had his moments and Scott in the beginning, but other than that, there wasn't really too much strategy going on. A lot of that has to do with the fact that there was 13 episodes, so they couldn't really heavily focus on strategy, because there was a decent amount of strategy here and there, but it wasn't like a long-term thing. It was only just like short-term. But it was still some good stuff, and I keep repeating it, but if this season was 26 episodes, it would be the best season. I already know it would be. So anyways, back to the final 5. I feel like Gwen should have gotten 5th. That leaves the final 4 of Mike, Zoe, Courtney, and Scott. That's a very good final 4. 1 Gen 1 and 3 Gen 2s, that's pretty cool. I mean, they did that with the final 4, just replace Courtney with Gwen, and you have that. I feel like Courtney was obviously the better pick because she hadn't won, and a lot of people wanted her to get really far. From this point, I would probably do a double elimination with Mike and Zoe, and I would resolve that in that episode, in the final episode. Instead of Gwen and Scott going home, I would have sent Mike and Zoe home, and I would have resolved their storyline there, had Mal and the reset button and everything like that be done in that episode, so that we could have the next episode be Courtney versus Scott. I think that would be an awesome finale because Scott is one of the best characters to never win, as is Courtney, and I just feel like they're both overdue for a win, and a lot of people feel that way too. For the most part, I feel like you guys really enjoy that idea whenever I bring it up about Courtney and Scott being in the finale, and I just feel like it would have been the best game move. Ultimately, they wanted to do the Mike and Zoe thing. That's understandable, but like I said, I feel like Courtney and Scott would have been a much better move to make. But still, I feel like the elimination order that they did have wasn't all that horrible. I feel like they probably could have done a little bit more with Lindsay and Sam, but at the end of the day, you have a complex storyline like the Mal thing, and then you just have all of this star power. You're gonna get those robberies in this kind of show. That's the number one thing that kind of drives me nuts, is whenever people complain about great characters getting eliminated early. If you have to look at the cast, and especially for an all-star season, you're gonna have those robberies because all of the characters deserve to go far. I'm sure this was a pain in the butt to write for Tom McGillis and Jennifer Perch, and it was just probably, like I said, like I do not want to be in their shoes when they have to decide an elimination order for these things, because it's very difficult. I have my own custom series coming soon, and I have been preparing it, and the elimination order is such a difficult aspect, because you just look at all these characters, you're like, ooh, I want you to win. No, ooh, I want you to win. Like, it just, back and forth, it's just like, there's so many people that can win. It's just so stressful, but so fun. That's why I don't dog on Tom and Jen too much, because I feel like it really is a stressful job, but on the same token, I'm sure it's a very fun job, and that's why I want to pursue that career as well. And everyone gives Ed McDonald crap just because he wrote Sunday Muddy Sunday. There are the rumors that he was the one that didn't want Courtney to win, but let's be real, guys. 4 other writers, are you really going to sway 4 writers? I don't think so. Now, was Ed McDonald a good writer? I'm sure he was. I've only seen his Total Drama stuff, so I'm not going to say he's a bad writer based on that, but I will say the episodes that he did write for Total Drama were pretty bad. Sunday Muddy Sunday definitely had its moments, but the outcome and just everything was, like, really bad, and the interns, like, starvation. What are you doing, dude? And as you guys know, Ed McDonald was fired during Pacateo Island because his episodes were not as good compared to the other people, and a lot of people are happy about that. Personally, I wouldn't celebrate anybody losing their job, but it probably did make sense that he did lose it because he didn't really make the best episodes. But as a whole, I feel like the All-Stars episodes were actually pretty good. Yeah, the elimination order could be different, and there could be some different story arcs, but as a whole, it was not bad. I feel like the hatred for Mike and Zoe that a lot of you guys have just really overpowers the fact that the season was not that bad. I know JMP, I'm pretty sure that he said the All-Stars was one of his favorite seasons, and that's because he's looking at it at the big picture. He's not just letting those 2 characters ruin the entire season for him, and that's what I want to, say to you guys. If you don't like Mike and Zoe, don't let that ruin the entire season for you. It's just like if you experience something bad in your day, like what, did that take up a minute of your day? Don't let 1 minute of your day dictate the rest of the minutes in the entire day. Just brush it off and just keep going on with your life, and that's what I kind of think about All-Stars. If you don't like Mike and Zoe, that's cool, but focus on the other characters because it wasn't a 2-person cast. I feel like you guys get the point. I just want to make this video to defend All-Stars. I see a lot of hate and a lot of posts, and that's really all I see in the fan group as well, is just everybody complaining about All-Stars, and it's just like, alright, let's do something else. It's kind of like whenever everybody complains about Teen Titans Go, it's like, yeah, okay, we get it, you don't like it, a lot of people don't like it, but let's move on, let's talk about other things, and that's basically how All-Stars is for a lot of people. But like I said, that's really all I have for you guys in this video. So please like the video if you did enjoy, comment down below what you think of the video, and in the comments down below, let me know if you guys enjoyed All-Stars. I'm really interested to see, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. The recent sub gain has been seriously ridiculous. You guys are going absolutely nuts, and I'm just beyond grateful for all the support in these last few days. It really is crazy, so again, if you haven't already, please subscribe. I hope you guys have yourselves a fantastic day, week, and life. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Peace out.